Hi, I'm Jason, the host of the Boxed In podcast, and in my first episode, I had the pleasure of talking to someone who I know very well, the former English and Commonwealth Bantamweight champion, British Commonwealth European Super Bantamweight champion, and the Commonwealth Featherweight champion, the Iceman himself, Jason Cunningham. In the episode, we talk about the highs and lows of Jason's incredible boxing career, his new role as a trainer and manager, and so much more. If you enjoy the podcast, please do feel free to like and subscribe. Any support is massively appreciated. Hope you enjoy. Hi, I'm Jason. Welcome to the Boxed In podcast. In my first episode, I'm joined by Jason Cunningham. Jason, how are you?
Jason, well, thank you. Yourself?
Yeah, very good. So, I guess first of all, can you tell us how you started off in sport boxing?
I started in sport boxing. 10-year-old, played football at the time. I had a bit of bother at school, a bit of bully, and my mum and dad told me I'd be going to boxing gym. So, a bit daunting to begin with. I was quite shy as a child.
Yeah.
I think when I just got to the doors of Doncaster Palmer's ABC in X-Warp, walked to the doors, could hear all the bags swinging and banging around everywhere, loud noises, bah, 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 you name it, and didn't fancy it. I don't fancy this mum, but she made me go in, and that's kind of where my journey started, if you like.
And so is that sort of one of your first memories in
Yeah,
sport?
definitely one of my first memories. Obviously, maybe more daunting one, obviously, you know, you've been in this facility and boxing gyms back then weren't like this. This is kind of a more higher class this day and age, isn't it? Whereas when I was a child, it was really rough and ready, if you like. So the Doncaster sponsor where I started with Ken Blood, Huey, Paul Harrison came along later on as well. He was obviously one of the main guys there now. He's doing very well. That's kind of where it started, the old school.
Would you say you sort of had like a sporting inspiration or sporting hero growing up?
No, I'd say I always looked up to my dad. My dad was a grafter. Always worked hard and made sure, you know, and my mum as well, but made sure we never went without. So that's kind of look at my dad's work ethic, because he works every day a week. He's a really hard working man. In terms of sporting figures, I could probably really say, in terms of boxing, if you like, obviously your football and stuff, but we're talking about boxing today. I'd probably say my childhood was Ricky Hatton and Joe Campbell. So, you know, and obviously they were big sporting figures, especially Ricky Hatton with fan base and stuff. And that's kind of where it all started. And then funnily enough, all these years later, I'm about to win a training against his son. So it's funny how things turn out, isn't it, really? It's funny how things turn out.
So you turned pro at 22.
Yep.
What were your aspirations? Did you have a clear goal in sort of what you wanted to achieve in the sport?
As a professional.
As a professional?
As an amateur, I was not going to turn professional until I won the ABA. It took me a couple of attempts to get there. Previous years I boxed Joe Campbell, obviously you know Will very well. Paul Butler, both world champion Paul as well. They were the kind of 2 times I failed, and then the 3rd time I finally got there. Boxed some brilliant kids as an amateur as well, so obviously I hit my goal there, which honestly I would not have turned over unless I won that. I had my heart set on it. I had my heart set on winning that IBA title. Obviously it's a prestigious title. There's a handful of people who's winning Doncaster. So I achieved my goal there, and then obviously the next label, if you like, was to turn professional. So turning professional, I always had the goal set out that I always believed. A lot of people would have written me off and not thought I was good enough, but I always believed I was good enough to be a European champion. So I achieved that. Yeah. So obviously when I did achieve that, but this is when we're always chasing. Thing in life, you're always chasing to be better than your next goal. You know, whatever it may be in life, whatever your job role is, whatever your aspirations are, you're always looking to kind of higher, aren't you? Always want to do better. So when I did win the European title, I thought, well, I've got one more thing to do. There's only a world title to win. So the TT thing, and I did actually believe at the time I could do it. And you chase, and there's disappointments along the way. Obviously, it's always the rough with the smooth, but I achieved my goal. If I look at it from here now, sat here today, I think, well, you know what, I did set out initially thinking I'm good enough to be a European champion, and I achieved it. So, yeah.
So it's obviously talking about that European title fight against Gamaya 5. You took that fight on 3 weeks' notice. What was that like mentally for you?
That was the fight that made me, wasn't it, really? If I turned that down, because if I turned that down, then I wouldn't have been here. I wouldn't have won a British title, won a European title, won a Commonwealth title. I probably might have had a big opportunity again. Back then with the pandemic, obviously we all think back, it was a crazy time we're living through. when the pandemic started, they were like, is the world going to end here? You've got these videos, haven't you, these people in China in white suits on spraying people down, thinking, what's going on here? We're like, the world's going to end, it's a bad time. So even so, throughout it, we didn't know what was going to happen with life moving forward or sport in general. I'm thinking, am I even ever going to box again? So 18 months I was out of the ring before I boxed my fight, and it's like, am I even going to box again? So the first thing I said to Steffi was, you know, obviously I kept in the gym, I kept ready, which is testament to me. But I always said that if you're going to be a professional boxer, you've always got to stay ready. You've got to live professional, because opportunities like that, especially in a time like that, they could just creep up, come out of nowhere. So I said to Steffi, I says, listen, I'm taking this fight. I says, if I don't win this fight, I'm retiring. I says, I'm done. It's pointless me thinking, I don't know what's going to happen after this anyway, because of the pandemic, so I'm done. So I literally had 3 weeks to prepare. Luckily, I was always in the gym anyway. In fact, if you don't know a story, when we got the call eventually over the line, I was sparring with Conor Kelso. There weren't many people to spar with because so I had a little Conor, nothing like the fight, but obviously, as you know, he's a little sharp shooter, he's like a little whippet. So honestly, the first, because I've not done nothing in 18 months, and the ring was unbelievable. I was getting peppered by little Kelso. I thought, this is not very good. This is I'm going in here. He's reigning European champion, 12 rounds. It's going to be 12 hard rounds as well. I thought. He took the came a little bit here, so obviously radar, but he drilled everything red movement, and I don't know, obviously everything happens for me, and that was just supposed to be. That was supposed to be my night, and it was. So yeah, that was a special feeling. I've never really been one to be worried about anything. I believe everything happens for a reason. So as long as I'm ready and I've ticked all my boxes, then I'm happy. And obviously I was in the gym, so I was ready.
So you sort of have that, like you say, that goal that you're working towards, the European title.
Yeah.
You won't win that, but what were your final thoughts in the dressing room before thinking, I'm obviously so close now to this goal?
Well, but what happens? It's all in goes down, isn't it? What do I do? I've got 3 weeks to prepare. I felt invested. I was confident. I was always confident because I knew Gav had beat Kamal, and I thought I was all wrong with him. Obviously, a bit of southpaw as well. I thought I was all wrong for him, and you know, and I'm obviously relatively fit anyway. I know I'm always fit. I can do 12 rounds. I've done 12 rounds many times before. I've got the experience. If I'm going to do it, it's now, regardless of the time frame I have to prepare for the fight. So yeah, I don't know. I just, you know, it's hard to say with that. I just kind of went with the flow. I believed I was going to do it. If I did it, I did it. If I didn't, well, I was going to retire anyway. So that's kind of where we're at. It just that whole event, if you like, that was the one that will always stay with me, because obviously it was my biggest win. It propelled me onto everything else. Yeah. But don't forget the time we were living in. So I'm one of probably a small group really who can say they boxed behind closed doors in that time they lived in, because nobody were boxing. Journeymen, they fizzled out. They weren't needed. They weren't wanted. So I went through the whole process, and I went to the hotel. Which hotel right now in Manchester? I can't remember. Anyway, the hotel in Manchester. We had to do a COVID test as soon as we walked through the door. Yeah. You've got to pass that first. If you don't pass that, then you're going home, aren't you? You're going home and you're isolated for 2 weeks. So that alone, you're thinking, oh my God. So I did my test. Then we got sent to his rooms, all in his rooms, and then you get a little knock at the door, and then they come and they had a band. And obviously I passed, so you had a band. They said, pass on it. I'm still going away cover now. I'm not sure that, because it's still like memories in it. So give me a pass, man. I thought, yes, get it, I'll pass. I can fight, I can box, that's all right. So I did that, and then they were all like, you're in and around it. You've got twice in the hotel, sort of Wednesday. You can't leave the hotel till Saturday. So they had we had his own barbers in there. We had table tennis going off, pool, media room. They had kind of like a load of different things going off, because obviously you've got to keep people occupied for that frame of time. So there's got to be things going on. So it was kind of a bit surreal, really, a bit mad. But yeah. Like I said, in terms of memories, and that was my best memory, and just because of what we lived through, it'll always stick with me. And you know, I can always say, well, you know what, I kind of boxed in that pandemic as well, and the whole thing that you had to do, the whole process. So yeah, very, very special memory, that one.
So within the fight against Gamal, you scored 3 knockdowns. Yeah. Getting so close to that victory, how do you sort of, I guess, keep your composure when you're so close, yet obviously the result isn't final?
I learned a valuable lesson from. He's actually, fair play to him, Reece Bellotti. He's just won the British and Commonwealth Super Featherweight titles a way back. So I had a great fight with Reece while it lasted for my Commonwealth title. And obviously at the time, I think he had 12-0. He might have had 11 KOs, or you know, near enough. A big puncher, raving on about him, a big puncher, and all the rest of it. So. Obviously we were confident. I'm always confident. I've never gone into a fight where I'm confident I can win, or I've got some way of winning. So Got into the fight, and from the off, I kind of had it roll my own way. Found it not being disrespectful to him, because obviously he's gone on, he's done this and that, but it was fitted for me. Where I prefer people coming forward, towards me anyway. It played into my hands, and I was boxing his head off. Few rounds in, and I'm thinking, I was starting to see a bit of blood, and I was beginning to bust him up. And I think, easy punch. I thought, no chances that I'm going to stop him here. I thought, where this is going, I'm going to stop him. And I got complacent in corner. Steffi and Ray told me, just stick to the plan, stick to what you're doing, this and that. I'm all right. And I holding my feet a little bit too much on the inside, and but I wasn't really. I was comfortable. I mean, no, it's all right. I went, you don't even hit that hard. You don't even hit that hard. I'm all right. So it comes to, I can't wait round 5 or round 6, and I started engaging. I just got engaging to him. Just got complacent. Didn't stick to the plan. Discipline, I always say discipline's key, and because of what I've been through, I've been rough with the smooth, I've learned when it's been right and when it's been wrong, that I kind of know. So I didn't listen, my discipline went there, and I found out that you can get hurt in boxing, and I didn't know about it until I got down and looked up and I could hear the crowd, and I thought, oh shit, get back up. So that fight, and I was kicking myself out because I won every single round to that point. I was beginning, a few more rounds in, and it probably wouldn't end up getting him out of there, because that's the way we're going, and we'll bust him up. And I learned a lot from that one. So now we were there, back to the Yafai fight. From there, regardless what I did, how many times he hit that floor, if he was still there, if I thought he was still there, I'm not going to just jump in and then I was always wary, and I just listened to every instruction I had from that corner. Keep doing what you're doing. So that worked. In fact, if I just go into the as well, because we've got the podcast and we'll tell stories and that. So when it come back to that fight again, right away, a big massive opportunity, and probably the biggest win in my life, was the betting odds. So on the betting odds, I think I was just to win. I was like 12 to 1, which is obviously big. For points or unanimous decision, I think it was 25 to 1. So I had a lot of people, a lot of money that night. So just back to the same thing what you're saying with these knockdowns, is maybe giggle when you first mentioned it, because my tattoo issues done all my tattoos, and that got a lot of the underdog whenever I saw that got a lot of attention at the time. He was buzzing, so he took £40 on me, ended up winning £1,000 back with £40. So he was buzzing, but yes, it's true. That's my daughter in background, by the way, not else. So he was watching it, and obviously everyone's put these bets on. You didn't even have to put a lot on to win a good bit of money back. But everyone's watching these. Donnie lads, come on, Jason. I put him down, and he was watching telling me, get in. He's put him down. Second knockdown come. He's like, he's going to win. He's quite a century guy, right? So he was quite going, he's going to win. And then third knockdown come. He's quite heavy, Gamal, that one. He's like, whoa, Jace, what are you doing? And then he's like, come on, get up, what are you doing, get up. So it was quite funny, really. But like everything, so that's like all the stories, it comes back, and then back to that day with discipline. Like, discipline is key in boxing. 100% discipline is key. So that really was my main example of why I've learned, and just to kind of stick with what you're doing. If it's working, why change it? So, yeah.
After this fight with Gamal, you signed a deal with Frank Warren's Queensbury Promotions. How did that all come about?
Well, as you can imagine, I beat Brad Foster, took his belt off him. Queensbury had a lot of super bantamweights in the stable. Well, I just ripped all the domestic titles away from them. I'm a free agent. I'm free to go and talk to and sign with whoever I want. So they were literally, obviously, initially right after the fight, which is what they're going to do. It's business, but professional boxing is a business. Then, I think it was Francis Warren approached Ray or Steffi or one of them, and said, "Oh, can we have a meeting with Jason next week? We really like him. We want to sign him. We want to have a meeting next week." So that's kind of how it all come about. I was quite kind of respected how Queensbury, on the whole, Frank, obviously, Andy Ayling, the people who I worked with my time at Queensbury, how they treated Brad Foster, all their eggs into one bag for him. They won the purse bid, or a big bid to win the bid. They gave everything, their own advantage, even when they're down there, they look things trying to make it uncomfortable for us. At the time I was kind of pissed off, but when I look back and I kind of respected it afterwards, I thought, that's what I want. I want that kind of backing. So that's how it all come about. I already wanted to sign with Frank anyway, obviously. He's old school, Frank. He's been around a long time, hasn't he? Always doing. Now even transforming game now. We're obviously the Saudis and the Arabs over there, and come around because obviously Frank kind of pulled the strings, didn't he? So so I always signing for Frank, if you like.
I'm going to say you spoke about the Brad Foster fight there, but going into more detail. Obviously, that fight being rescheduled. What's it sort of like when you find out the initial news of the fight's off?
It's boxing, it happens. You get in it, you can get any goals, you can even get it on treadmill, you are running, don't need your knees, so it's boxing, injuries happen, and it's just about being professional and keeping your head on the game and moving forward.
So having come up short in your first challenge to the British title, how did it feel when you finally beat Brad and you finally had that belt in your hands?
Yeah, good feeling. Obviously, that Lonsdale belt. I'd done the clean house, didn't I? Like the old school was like what they say. Everything. I don't know how many people have done it. Or at the minute, I think I know Dan Aziz has because I remember him being spoken about on telly. But obviously, the area, the English, the British, the Commonwealth, the European, like the proper old school, old-fashioned route. So I've done that. The one Commonwealth titles are 3 different weights. So it'd be nice to see who's actually done that, or if there is anyone. There can't be many. So it must be an handful, if that. So yeah, it was a good feeling. I always won that British title, but even with that fight, I had my heart set on a 3-weight Commonwealth champion. I didn't have 2 weights. I just had a chance to get it for free. Obviously, everywhere there, you were in the mix, weren't you? All the belts were there. So yeah, it was a good feeling. But like I say, as well as that, we're happy to get that third Commonwealth title as well.
So I guess going from such a high, winning the British title, to then such a low in the fight against Tete, how hard is it that to take?
It's boxing. Same again, it's boxing. Yeah, you're devastated, you're gutted. But it's boxing, it can happen. If anything, I kind of respected Tete, just how good he was. Never been anything like that before. I thought he was brilliant. Just even his jab, little things he did. You can see why he's been a world champion and he's elite, if you like. I'd probably like to say on to that, the harder part, or probably the more hateful part, was the fact that he failed the drugs test. So that's kind of what did me more. It weren't the fact that I beat B, because I can hold my hands up. If anyone's beat me fair and square, I can hold my hands up and shake his hand. The main the best man won. So that's never been an issue for me. But the old drugs thing, it's a different kind of kettle of fish. So it put me back, didn't it? It knocked me back and in boxed for another half a year or whatever. Then you kind of rebuilding again from where I had been. And it took a lot out of me. That fight did take a lot out of me. That fight, it was a heavy knockout, bad knockout. It took me a good while to get over it, if I'm honest with you, in terms of how my head was. Like, obviously I was badly concussed. I bet it would have been about 3 weeks or more before I started feeling back to normal. So I worked myself, and yeah, it's sad really. It's sad that something like that has, it kind of how it all ended up panning out for me, if you like. So it would have been nice to fight for a world title, or at least have a fair crack at Tete. I'm not saying he would have beat me if he weren't doped, but at least it would have been a fair crack at win, because honestly, they do make a difference. Yes, 100% they do, because I've never been like that, and I've never been like that as well. So 100%. Even after the fight, we were kind of joking about it, like you were on drugs, and it turned out he was. And I've seen it jokingly, but that's not like what you can tell the difference. I don't care what anyone says, you can tell the difference. So yeah, it's sad and it was a shame, but unfortunately that's how it was supposed to be. That's how my journey was supposed to go. So it is what it is.
So obviously Tete ended up getting a 4-year ban. Do you feel like that's enough? Or?
Well, there's not really. I don't really see it as justice. He got the 4-year ban, but like what seriously about happened to me in that ring, I'm unconscious. Like there's been fatalities in the ring before. What if something happened? Then it's not really, is it? So the same with anyone who gets done with drugs in boxing, it should be an instant ban for life, as far as I'm concerned. Especially when you're going and somebody. But listen, we're in a sport like this, boxing. There's a lot of money involved as well, and people sometimes do what they need to do to get to the elite levels, don't they? Like I say, even if it's not the honest and decent way. I mean, one thing I've never had a failed drugs test, or what is it? What do they call it? An adverse finding or something like that. I've never. You could test me. In fact, after you'll know. You will. But after the day of this fight, literally not even 2 weeks after it, a guy coming with a clipboard in it, and Jason Cunningham. I thought, who's this guy? And then he told me he's an Nevada, so I had to do my voluntary antidomination. Fine, you walk through that door, you test me whenever you want. I'm always going to pass because I know I'm a clean athlete. I've always been a clean athlete, so that's another thing that I kind of be proud of. Everything I did was natural, however far I did or didn't get, at least, there was nothing in my system to be cheating. So, if you're a cheat, then, you have to do it yourself, have you? You're right.
So, in your last fight against Liam Davis, you headlined a Queensbury show. So this must have felt like a massive achievement, but with the fight not going as you would have wanted, did you know prior to getting in the ring that your career was coming to an end, or was it a shock the way it happened?
It was kind of, they weren't shocked. It said the same again. It said, just like with Yafai, I said, if I didn't win, I wouldn't retire. I've always lived like that. I'm not like, it is what it is, isn't it? Like, you know, what happens, you know, it's going to happen, it will be, whatever you want to say it. So, I said before, and I said, if I don't get this, then it's kind of, that's it, it's done, isn't it? Normally, like, it's keeping me dream like of winning the world title. If I don't win Liam, I'm not going to win the world title. I'm starting again, and I can't keep starting again. I've done it a few times, and fair play to me, I've never quit, I've always come back and I've kept going, but I'm never going to win my tower. So once that was done and dusted, I'm like, there's nowhere else for me to go. You know, while I can still speak and I can speak fluently, I can communicate just fine. Well, as soon as I go out of my health, then probably get a little bit forgetful every now and again. So probably shots later, but I can speak just fine. You know, I can reel things off. So everything's good. But no, that'll kind of sign the seal for me there. I would have liked to see the fight go into deeper waters, you know, tested Liam a bit more. Because I had a brilliant camp, there's no excuse, I had a brilliant camp. Just got caught cold, I suppose, really, but just, you know, it's fair play to Liam. He come out and I could tell he was good, even with his jab, so I could tell he was going to be a good fight, but I'd like to, you know, to mix it a little bit more, got a little bit more into it, and obviously testing him, but he's boxing, and, you know, when this happened to the best, so that's how it's just supposed to happen for me.
So you finished your career as a pro and then moved on to training and managing. Is this where you see your future going?
Yeah, I love it. I was talking, like you'll know, I was talking about having one more fight, just doing either a homecoming, a final farewell, get all my faithful who's always followed me, because I've always had a good support in Doncaster mainly throughout my career. You know, even taking good numbers down to when I boxed for, obviously Frank Warren and stuff. So I've always had a good following, and I'm kind of just a bit of a farewell. I'd had all belts out and showing all the rest of it, a bit of a thing, and then I did that. But I'm honest with you, as soon as it was done, I obviously got my training and my second licence. I've always had my manager's licence for like, you know, over like a year and a half or more now. And I've just been, obviously because I'm in the right people, I've got the right people behind me, Steffi, as you know, there's nobody more experienced in those goals. Probably got a CV like him as well, with all the world champions from top to bottom. He's had promoting, you know, in his own town, he's doing brilliant things at Doncaster. We've got fighters in depth, whether it's journeyman, whether it's, you know, your high level fighters, like Terry. Or, you know, some that are just making their way up, prospects as well. And we have got some good fighters, so our hands on anyway. Before Christmas, I ended up being a little bit more, flat out than every week with research. And I'm enjoying it to the point where I'm in here all the time with my kids. I've always had my kids' classes and stuff, helping out with the pros, training the pros, even the amateurs. I have a foot over amateurs as well, helping all them. To then on a weekend we're going out with Surge somewhere. Like I said, 5 weekends out of 6 before Christmas, I was out with Surge. Glasgow, you name it, everywhere, Bolton, Birmingham, we were everywhere. But yeah, really enjoyed it. Even just the banter. You know, like you can't fault like lads are lads, aren't we? And especially in boxing, we know what we're kind of people we are. We're all working class, aren't we? So yeah, it was good banter, really good banter. Obviously building bonds with people as well, especially the fighters. And I've just never looked back. It got to a point where I'm thinking, you know what, I ain't even got time for myself to train. Maybe I should make a bit more time for myself, but it's what makes me tick. So I'm like, I ain't even got time. And then I stopped training, obviously my own training, and I'd do a bit, I think, I'm making a bit more than I usually would. So I mean, it got to a point I just thought, you know what, I just not get that. It was like, I've done my, what else have I got to prove? I've got nothing to prove to nobody. I think it'd be a bit of a pride thing initially after the Davis fight where I thought, I've got to come back, I can't believe it, I can't like that, but you know, it's boxing, you just kind of learn times and then you get over it, so I'm like, nah, done with that, I'm done, my days are done now. I stand here now with a coffee on a Saturday morning and tell them to get up here and be faster or whatever else, and I can get on somebody else who comes from the gym, Sam this week, what are you weighing, Sam? Get on scale, Sam. So pose in my corner, I don't get punched no more and tell people what to do. But no, I'm busy, I'm enjoying it. I'll never box again. I'll never be one of them either who thinks, oh, if I go back, what do I need? Oh, what about a quick quid? Or, you know, or like missing it. No, it's done. I'm happy, I'm satisfied. I'm on to a new chapter.
So you spoke about it a little bit earlier, but you are the main trainer for Jimmy Joe for this fight that's coming up against Campbell Hatton. How big of an opportunity is it for you to obviously showcase what you guys have been working on?
This is massive. It's like, So that there's a lot of responsibility. You've got to think that all eyes will be on this fight, especially, like I say, with Everton Campbell, because we all know who his dad is, and obviously full respect to the Atton family, first and foremost, but everyone knows who his dad is. His dad's a legend, like I said, I grew up watching his dad, it's something I kind of aspired to be. So you've got to think there's a lot of people watching him. There's also a lot of people in Doncaster. Jimmy Joe's got a big following, he's a very popular man. So there's a lot of responsibility on me. As the game plan I set out, that comes back on me. I mean, I deal fine with pressure. Goalie's called the Iceman, so I very well, but like, I deal with pressure just fine. I kind of like it. It gives him that little bit, that little bit of grit to exhibit in my teeth, if you like. So, funny how it come about. It literally, it was just, people have been in and out of the gym, and I've always been a part of it, and always will be a part of it. Boxing is my life, boxing is my passion, so it's what I do. Obviously I've known Jimmy Joe a long time, and his family, his dad, I get on very well with his dad as well, and I'm like, just it come around, this fight come around, and then we look at it, Steffi's kind of hands on with things, and I can't remember exactly how it come about, but just anyway, we started doing a bit together, and a bit of plans and stuff, and I kind of took it from there. Steffi watched all this, I think you're doing a good job, right? I think you're doing a very, very good job, what you're doing, and there are other things we picked up on. Obviously, the thing about me is I'm a boxer, so I look at the other side of things more technical, if you like, as well. Like, I know Jimmy Joe, he's a proper fighter, but there's one thing I don't have to question, it's that with Jimmy Joe, and if he needs to, he can dog it out. So we don't know if Campbell can do that, do we? We don't know if he's not been in them trenches yet. Well, my man has, and I know my man can dig deep if he needs to. But there's the other side of things as well, obviously with your boxing IQ, your ring IQ. Little things where you want to be in at times and stuff like that, just through my own experience, and obviously having the right guidance behind me with good training. So I'm not going to elaborate too much because I'm not giving nothing away. But we're working on things. I'm very, very happy with him. He's in the best shape now he's ever been in, and this is what 5 weeks out, aren't we? 5 weeks. 5 weeks yesterday. We're 5 weeks out, and I can say he's in the best shape now already. We're taking every box. We've got every angle covered. We're travelling down as far as Birmingham for a top quality sparring with very, very good kids who I know. Former GBs who's had 120 odd bouts and stuff. It's like we're doing everything in our power to have the best version of Jimmy Joe tonight. So I'm confident in saying that I believe he's going to win, and I believe if he keeps working and doing what he's doing in this ring and transfer it onto fight night, the main thing is you've got to take it from in here and do it in the ring. So I do it now and you don't do it there, then what's the point? He's got to take it in there. But I'm confident in him, and I believe in him, and I believe in all of us as a team. And I think it's going to be Jimmy Joe's night. I just think, like the Yaffa online night, there's always that kind of night. This will be Jimmy Joe. So, I mean, there's no disrespect and no underestimating Campbell whatsoever. He's got a quality team around him, quality trainers in Matthew. So, it's one of them. It's a good fight. It's a 50-50 fight, but I just believe that it's Jimmy Joe's time.
You say great card, and obviously can't wait to go watch it.
Yeah, massive. It's on doorstep into it as well, so that's even better for us. There'll be a lot of home support there for Jimmy Joe. So I just think this is his night.
So to finish off the podcast, I like to ask the same few questions to every guest, starting with, if you could change one thing about boxing, what would it be?
One thing about boxing, what would it be? Probably back to drugs thing, just because I've been a victim of it, if you like. I think if you get any failings for any drugs whatsoever, he should be instantly kicked out. No matter who you are, how much money is involved, he should be gone. He's got to set an example on it. So, yeah.
What is one fight in boxing history you wish you could have been ringside to watch?
Diego Corrales, Guam, Castillo. Go on, can you pronounce his full name?
I don't know if I can.
It's Diego Corrales. He's Castillo, isn't it? The Mexicans with a few names. I'm just trying to think now. I'm not even going to tell you. That fight, obviously, 10th round, probably the best 10th round you're ever going to watch. Corrales were down twice to then come back and win by stoppage in that round. If you haven't watched that fight, people watch it because it was just a slugfest from start to finish, really. Diego Corrales was probably one of my favourite fighters as well. Tim was kind of built to me, kind of quite tall, but obviously he could punch, a very, very good puncher. So that was a brilliant fight, and obviously because I was a fan of him, great fight.
I'll put it on my list to watch.
Yes, I know you need to. You're not Jay. I can't believe you've not watched it, Jay. That's why you can't tell me the name of the fight again. I thought you were going to help me out here, and you can't. So you've got to watch that one, and you've got to watch it today, because that, honestly, you'll have seen round 10. Sure, you've seen round 10.
not sure.
Oh my God, you have to watch it on. Come back to me on it.
Who is the one fighter from any era you wish you could have fought?
I could have fought.
You could have fought.
I don't know. I mean, listen, there's Floyd Mayweather doing it because he was probably one of the best of the best, and just to see how good he was. If you're looking at terms in my weight, then obviously you had the era Barrera, Morales, you know, the Mexican greats as well, and super bantamweights down there. So, yeah, don't know. It's not really a question I've ever thought about, you know, who want to fight. Probably Floyd Mayweather Jr. just to see how good he actually was. Yeah, not going to win, but see how good he was.
Being there yourself against
Yeah.
them. So the YouTube boxing scene has a tag team boxing format. If you had to choose one boxer, past or present, to be your tag team partner, who would it be?
My tag team partner?
Your tag team partner.
Past or present? No idea.
No.
Right, it's, I don't know, somebody like, oh, you have to get someone elite, aren't you? Someone elite who's good, because if you're taking him all the time. I reckon somebody like, yeah, good Muhammad Ali, won't we? Yeah. He goes with Ali, and heavyweight as well. So, yeah, with Ali.
And finally, what is one piece of advice you wish you could give to your younger self?
To my younger self. I don't know, it's hard, you know. Maybe that boy fight, the discipline is key, and I tell every fight now the discipline is key, but it will kind of run into me because there's not many, I know there's not many fighters like me who lived through it, how meticulous and everything I did. Even I worked with Andy Hayes, the dietitian, and they would program my brain what to do. I weighed my food out, weighed my spinach out. Even with fight weeks, you'll see the likes of everyone to do with Queensbridge, see me wheeling like I'm going there for a week, but having microwave, it sounds mad, having microwave, a mini fridge, because I made my own meals. What you put in my body for the last 10 weeks, I'm not then going to change it and pick out after weighing. I put the same stuff in again, so I'll be there making my own meals in obviously that fight weekend. I did up with shopping bags and a bit mad really. Probably not something right on it, but I think discipline, I always say discipline is key. Nobody will probably to the level I did. That's why kind of when you ask here some advice, well, I've got nothing, and there's no regrets or nothing I say I could have done different in regards to professional boxing, because I lived and breathed it, and like, that's why I can say now I never have to go back or I never have to live with regrets, because I cut no corners whatsoever. I did everything, even as far as your diet. So that's why when some of my fighters now, like back to Sam, bless him, he's had a bit of a rollicking off me this week, but if somebody comes in, I've been there and I've done it, and I know like what fighters do to try and beat round, or you know, if someone's not showing me any discipline or not, then I'm going to give it that. Simple as that, especially with my fight with my gym, because obviously your health and safety is my main concern. So maybe, I don't know, it's a difficult one to say for myself. If I'd say to any other fighter putting out there, it'd be always stay ready. You've just got to always stay ready, because an opportunity can come and rise when you don't expect it. Like the Yafai one, for instance, European title on 3 weeks notice in a pandemic. It's a bit, there's probably not many people who could have took that, but because of how I live my life, that's the reason why I could. Probably the reason why I've had 12 years out of the game as well. Down at them little weights, because no illusion, I am massive for weight, especially when I was down at flyweight. I was huge for the weight. That's just because I always kept myself in good shape, in good nick, and I didn't balloon up. I ate the right things. You've just got to be, it's called professional boxing for a reason, isn't it? And you get out what you put in, same with anything in life. You've got to commit yourself and fully do it, otherwise, kind of what's the point in it? Or that's how I live anyway. I'm all or nothing. You either get me full 100% or you get nothing at all. So I think that's just how it is. Just always stay ready. In terms of what I could do with myself, alright, maybe I should have got with Steffi a little bit earlier, but it's the time, everything happens for a reason. Obviously with the timing where you're at and where you're training, there's that specific time, and you know, you have relationships with people, but on a professional boxing basis, Steffi knows the game inside out, and maybe I should have with Steffi a little bit earlier, but you know, we still had a good run at it, didn't we? We had over 10 years together, and we won every single title along the way. So it's literally from area all the way up to European. Didn't quite get the world, but we had a good run in, and we've had some special memories. That's probably my age.
Thanks so much for your time, Jason.
No problem.
Really appreciate it.
Very much. Thank you.